Hello YouTube. This is a little different video from what I usually post, but I feel like this is going to be a really important video, and looking back is probably going to be a very interesting point, like a checkpoint of sorts. I don't really like getting personal on this channel. I don't like revealing parts about my life that may, identify myself. I don't like giving out my age or like where I live or like what race I am or whatever. They can probably infer a lot of those things just from listening to my voice and the things I post, and maybe even some other older videos. But that being said, I have just graduated high school and I walk tomorrow, and looking back on my life, there are two things that I realize. I used to always regret certain aspects of my childhood that I didn't experience that. Mainly online, especially in like the past 2 or 3 years. Stuff like early YouTube and early games and stuff, but the more I think about it, the more I realize that's not really important. I am who I am because of my experiences. And the fact that I had the experiences that I did, of mostly just being offline. My family moved around a lot, especially when I was young. We didn't really have much money. We didn't really have a lot of things, and I'm grateful for that. Not in the way where like a lot of kids have phones glued to their faces, but just the things I have experienced, the wonder and imagination that I had from around 6 to 13, I will never forget that, and that will stick with me through as long as I live. And even though I didn't get to experience a lot of games or videos or creators or movies or music or what have you in its quote-unquote heyday, I just will never regret the experiences that I have. I'm always thankful for my parents, no matter how humble we were, the upbringing that I have. I remember one time my parents saying that we were poor. Like we were poor, like it was like a statement, like this is what we are. But I never felt poor. I know oftentimes our parents hide the reality of that to their children, but I never felt like we were poor for many of my friends. I knew they had houses and a pool and whatnot, but I mean, we had a pretty okay house and an inflatable pool and a Wii and games and Legos and bunk bed. Wasn't all too bad. My childhood was an hour and a half on a Wii and drinking rainwater out of a gutter, and I will never trade it for the world. Another thing is that looking forward on all of the things I want to do. I play a lot of games. I watched a lot of movies. I've gone back into reading. I dove into so many interesting books, classics and modern classics alike, and everything at least I could try to digest, and it's great. I love it. I want to do that. And I think a lot of people feel like they only do those types of things when their life gets started. Your life already started. It started a long time ago. Why hesitate on that book? Why not just write a page, write a sentence or a thesis statement? Oftentimes you just need a little push in order to get that little spark of imagination in order to push to something great. And of course I'm not perfect at that. I feel like a lot of people feel like they need to be perfect in order to give advice. And like this is just stuff that I hope to do, And I'm just telling myself, okay, you just need to do this, but it's just hard with all these like distractions in life. The world is very quick. It wants quick, fast, digestible media. It wants the new action shooter multiplayer thing, wants a new 3.5 minute pop song. It wants the new, serialized Hollywood predictable movie. And I think going off the beaten path and looking, just pretty much picking up whatever finds interesting, has made me appreciate a lot of the more niche media. A lot of people hold up what their interests are like it's some sort of badge of honor. Like, oh, you listen to X music? I listen to this music. This is the real underground music. But to me, it just felt like experiencing new things. And I can't wait until I take what I've read and consumed and put it into something, a sentence, a short story, just what have you. I just need to get that spark, And then we land on the present. The present is very funny. We have the past and all of our experiences. We have the future and what we hope to accomplish. What can we do now? In the here and now, the tangible things. Well, we could talk about it, or we could set ourselves on the path for doing it, or we could just ignore it. I think it's scary how the present can make everything feel so distant, but slowly yet surely it keeps on coming. And I know I'll figure out this whole thing eventually through trial and error, but it's bittersweet. It really is. And I'm just glad that I have the opportunity to live through it, to do those things. And looking back, when I'm 60, I find this channel after a decade or 2 or 3 or whatever. Maybe I will have written that book. Maybe I will have written that movie or coded that game. Who knows? I like to think that I have, but it's just, yeah. Well, hey, to the past, to the present, and to the future to come. Thank you. More videos are always in the works.